Hello guys, welcome to my new update, and today is the 23rd of October, okay, and you're just 11 days until the election, and that is just, 12 days until the election, that is just beautiful, we're almost there, and today we got another update about New Jersey, Virginia, and also California, and right now I do have great news for the Democrats. This is the bottom line for today's video. So today now let's go through the information and let's tell you my opinion. Okay, I was just here finding it very interesting that the Democrats right now the Loudoun County reported some mail-in votes. That was why the Democrats now have a better advantage. A smaller disadvantage in the turnout. Okay, here it was much bigger, at least 1 percentage point bigger. Now it's smaller. Okay, and that's what the Democrats want, and that's what they should do. As you can see here in terms of the EV margin comparison between 2024 and 2025, the Democrats now gained 0.20 percentage points there to the Republicans in terms of the differential. But that's still a very big but, and this is still a very big difference. And the Democrats, in order to win the Attorney General race in the so controversial nominee from the Democratic Party, Jay Jones, in order to win that race, the Democrats need to run it up in the governor, run it up in the lieutenant governor, and then they need to find a way to win with Jay Jones, which I don't think it will be possible right now. But if they have a beautiful big night, probably they can do it with Jay Jones, even after all the scandals, if not all the controversy. Probably it's still possible. We got 2,000 new requests, and the votes we got were about 35,000 and 7,000. There was 43,000 more or less votes there. Now we're at 53% return rate, so that's amazing. We're almost there. We should end up at 85 or something. Probably a little less than that, but okay. And the early in-person vote should reach at least, let me just make some calculations here, should reach at least 1.2 million votes. Right now we're at 555,000. But this new days, and I was checking Arlington's official website, the Democrats have been turning out faster, and they should, because this is not looking great for them. I don't mean about Virginia, but I mean in terms of the Attorney General race, which will be so competitive, and the Democrats really want to win that, and they need to make this thing much better, because the county that is more advanced in terms of the vote, in terms of the EV target, this sheet was giving it. As you can see here, where it is, is here. Powhatan is a county that voted for Trump by 44 percentage points, and he's already at 67% of the target for the early vote. So, for example, if you go, to Norfolk City, which is a very Democratic city, by the way, voted for Kamala. I'm just trying to find it to tell you, but it's very big margin, 42 points. It's mostly the same. Of course, it's a much bigger urban center, but as you can see here, in terms of the target is only 31% of what it was expected. In terms of turnout comparison to 2024, it's only 55%. So that's actually not looking great. And you have here some Democratic cities, but this is very small. But in the Republican counties, for example, all of this, or those Republican counties, the average is 63, is higher than the 58% average statewide. But I expect this percentage to go up. At least it should go up. Otherwise, we're going to have a smaller turnout today that we got. This year that we got in 2021, which would be disastrous for the Democrats, because they're the ones who should turn out and against the opposition, against the incumbent party. They should do it. We'll see about if they can. Let's now move to New Jersey. And this is what I mean about beautiful news for the Democrats. They finally flipped the delta between the return rate of the Republicans and the Democrats. Now it's 0.05% in favor of the Democrats. But I mentioned here, when we were at 2 percentage points higher for the Republicans, that this would flip eventually because of all the dynamics and all of the things we know about New Jersey, that this should happen and this should go Democratic, because it went in 2024 by very small margins, only by 1.4 percentage points, but it went Democratic. And now we should expect this to stabilize a bit, but on the 28th, we're going to have the first day, not the 28th, the early voting personally, I think it will start earlier. I think it will be on Saturday, 25th. We're going to have the in-person early vote. That will be crucial. As I said, Trump lost it by 18,000. this should be crucial. I'm gonna have me and probably almost like 600 or 700,000 votes just in a very short period of time. But this is the point. We are getting also in-person early voting in Virginia. It's this one here, already almost more than 500,000 votes in Virginia in terms of in-person early. Now we're gonna have in New Jersey. This is important because this race should be much more competitive than the Virginia's race. However, we still have a long way to go. And if the Republicans actually want to pull this out of ejection rally, they need to win the in-person early vote. They cannot lose it, and they need to win it by a comfortable margin. Otherwise, gone. And I can say to you whether Jack Chirac is going to win or not before the election, because probably based on the data we have, probably it's easy to extrapolate that, and based on that we can also say that by how much will Mikey Sherrill, which is my prediction at least so far, winning the race. That's also a point. We were very short until the election. I mean, we started the videos here and then we were almost there, and it's going to be a beautiful month, a beautiful live stream, and a beautiful election, okay? Now let's move now to the state, the biggest state in the United States in terms of population, the state of California, for the referendum concerning redistricting. Right now we're up to 14% of the turnout, okay? The return margin is now D plus 23, which is mostly the same as it was yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, it's mostly the same. And it's 3.3 million votes already returned. And as you can see here, the Democrats have a higher turnout by just 0.3 percentage points, but they do have right now, as you can see here, I mean not here, probably not here, but here, the days have been becoming a little bit more red since the start, but it's still a very long way to go until the margin I said, the D plus 15, I said D plus 15, I don't think that will be possible, but the problem right now is the turnout is not very high with the youth people. That should be more democratic, okay? But it's very high within the 65 plus years old people. Now it's already 28%. The point is, can you actually make this thing better? Turnout right now in, I just want to go here to the return share. Los Angeles, 18%, 19%, San Diego, 13%. If the Republicans actually want to win this, they need to win San Diego County, they need to win Orange County, Riverside as well. I mean, it's one of the biggest counties as well, but it's one of the most Republicans, not the most Republicans, but at least it's a swing county, but it vote Republican. It voted at least in 2024. The point is, will they? I don't think so, to be honest. I think this is a safe bet. If you are a Democrat, I think I can assure you that California right now looks like a safe bet for the Democrats. Can it change? Yes, it can. But, yeah, it's not going to be easy, okay? Also, on Saturday, we're going to have the first day of of early voting in New York City, the most beautiful city in the world. We're gonna have the first day of early voting there, and probably Zohran Mamdani is gonna win. Depending on the turnout, might see him winning by a bigger or smaller margin. If the turnout is off the rails, as we expect, Zohran Mamdani can actually get 50 or even 60% plus in the general election, which would be crazy if you consider how low he was on the polls before all of this, but he showed strength, and now he's probably gonna win he's gonna win with almost 100% secured. He's gonna win the mayoral race in the most beautiful city in the world, okay? Also, don't forget, we're gonna have a live stream November 4th, starting at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time, probably a little bit before that, I don't know, we'll see about that. And it's going to be crucial, it's going to be massive, we're going to cover every election. Also, Pennsylvania Supreme Court elections. I'm not going to talk about this today, I'm going to talk about tomorrow about Pennsylvania. We do have Supreme Court elections there, not so important. Every election is important as well, but not for the national environment. People are taking a look at Virginia and probably at New Jersey as well, and New York and California, with a much better view instead of that race in the state of Pennsylvania. But Pennsylvania is a swing state, and Supreme Court justices are very, very important. Okay, so this is the video, guys. I hope you have liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, and we'll see you in the next. Thank you.